In the previous video, we have seen what are break and labeled break statements and how to use them in for loops. So this is completed now. In this video, we will see what are continue and labeled continue statements and how to use them in for loops. So continue statement. A continuous statement skips to the end of the current iteration in the innermost for, while and do while loops. That means, let's say I have a for loop here. So which is for int I equals to 0, I is less than 10 and I plus plus. So this is a for loop. In this for loop, let's say I am printing system dot out dot println I. That means I am printing the values of I from 0 to 9. Let's say whenever the value of I is 5, I don't want to print it. I would like to continue further. So I will say if I equals to 5, then I will say continue. So what happens here is, so whenever the value of first I value becomes 0 and it comes and prints the value of 0, system.out.println of I, then I value becomes 1, then I value becomes 2, 3, 4 and the value of I becomes 5 now. So when it becomes 5, we are using the continue statement here. So it skips to the end of the current iteration. That means it skips here. So whenever it skips here, then again it goes here and the value of I becomes 6. So now it again prints 6 here. So it won't print 5 value here. So this is how a continue statement will be used. So a continuous statement skips to the end of the current iteration in the innermost for or while or do while loops. That means it skips to the end of the current iteration. Now let us see what is a labeled continuous statement. So labeled continuous statement. Labeled continuous statement skips to an outer loop marked with the given label. That means, let's say I have two for loops here. One is for int I equals to 0, I is less than 10 and I plus plus. So this is a for loop. So I am printing the value of I here. So let's say system dot out dot println I. So the value of I prints from 0 to 9. Okay, now I have another for loop which is a for loop inside another for loop. So for, I will say int j equals to 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus. And I will print system dot out dot println j. That means when the value of I becomes 0, j value prints from 0, 1 and 2. When the value of I becomes 1, then j value prints again 0, 1, 2. Now let's say when the value of I becomes 5. So I am saying if I equals to 5. If I use a continuous statement here, it goes to the innermost loop, the end of the innermost loop. That means it goes here and it comes back again here. That means it won't print the value of j when the value of 5 becomes 5. But I would like to go to the end of the outermost loop. So I would like to come out here. So for that I have to use a labeled continue statement. So what I have to do is, first I have to label this outermost for loop. So I am labeling it as outer. So I labeled the outermost loop as outer. Now I will say continue outer. Continue outer. That means whenever I will use this label statement, it comes to the end of the labeled statement loop. So this loop is outer, so it comes to this end, and now again it comes back here and it starts from the next value. So this is how we use it, labeled continue statements. Let us see this one more time. So a continue statement. A continue statement skips to the end of the current iteration. So let's say I have a for loop here, which is for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus, and I am printing the values of I from 0 to 9 using system.out.println of I. But whenever the value of I becomes 5, I don't want to print anything, I just would like to proceed further. So I have to jump to the end of that for loop. So I have to use a continue statement. So whenever I use a continue statement here, it comes to the end of this current loop and then it goes back here and it proceeds further. So it won't print the value of 5 here, but it prints 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and then again 6, 7, 8, 9. That is a continue statement. Labeled continue statement. A labeled continue statement skips to an outer loop marked with the given label. So let's say I have two for loops. One is this for loop and another one is this for loop. This for loop, it is int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. The inner for loop is int j is equal to 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus. And I am printing the values of I and the values of j here. So whenever the value of I becomes 5, I would like to come out of this inner loop and I would like to come to the end of this outer loop. So I have to use a labeled continue statement here. So I labeled the outermost loop as outer and I am using continue outer. So this is how we use a continue and labeled continue statements. Let's see an example for each of these. I am creating a new class here, which is new class for labeled. It's not labeled, it's a simple continue statement first. So for continue, and I am using the main method here. Now the default class is created. So I am creating a for loop here. For int I equals to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. So here I say system.out.println print I. The value of I will be printed. So let's run this one first. Run as Java application. So the values of I are printing from 0 to 9. Okay. Now when the value of I becomes 5, I don't want to print it. I would like to simply continue with the remaining values. So I will say if I equals to 5, then continue. That means don't print the value of I when the value of I becomes 5. So just continue with the remaining values. Now let us run this one. Run as Java application. So the values are printed, but you can see that the value of I, when it is 5, it is not printing. So it is printing 1. It is printing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and then it is printing 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is how a continue statement is used. Now let us see an example for labeled continue. So I am creating a new class here for labeled continue and I am using the main method here. So here I am writing a for loop which is for int I equals to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus, and I am printing system.out.println value of I. Now I am writing another for loop here, which is for int j equals to 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus, and I am printing the value of j here, but I am printing it with two alphas so that we can easily identify that these values are j values. So plus j. So now let us run this one and see how it is printing. Run as Java application, and you can see that it is printing first the values of j from 0 to 2, and then it is printing the value of I as 0, and then it is printing the values of j as 0 to 2 again, and then it is printing the value of I as 1, and like this it is proceeding until the value of I becomes 9. Now let us say I don't want to print the values of j or I when the value of I is equals to 5. So first I will use an if condition here. If I equals to 5, I will use a simple continuous statement first. Okay, so this is continue. That means this inner loop will be, when I use this continuous statement, simple continuous statement, it comes to the end of this inner loop and then it proceeds again. So it won't print the values of j when I becomes 5. Let us run this one first. Run as Java application, and you can see that the value of, when the value of I became 5, it didn't print the values of j. That means it has to print the values of j after 4, but it didn't print those values of j. Now I don't want to print the value of I also. I would like to come to the end of this outermost for loop. So I have to use a labeled continuous statement here. For this one, I have to label the outermost loop first. So I am labeling the outermost loop as outer, and I am saying continue outer. So this is a continue label statement. Now it won't print the value of 5 also. Now let us run this one. Run as Java application. Now you can see that the value of 4 is printed, but the value of 5 and the corresponding j values are not printed. So this is how we can use a labeled continue statement. In this video, we have seen what are continue and labeled continue statements and how to use them in for loops. If you would like to download the document for this one, you can go to my repository at github.com/subustech and then go to Selenium-Java-tutorials. This particular tutorial starts with 20b. So search with 20b and you will find the document here, which is 20b Selenium-Java for loops -continue and labeled continue statements, and you can download this document here. In the next tutorial, we will see what are while loops and inner while loops in Java.